Hey, how y'all doing out there? I'm going to take you along with me on a little bit of my thing. It's my backyard. You can tell it's kind of getting overgrown. I've always got 120 things going at once, so it takes forever to get anything done. Right here you see this is metal I'm planning to put on the hen house up here. But right now, I'm actually out here cleaning the hen house. I've got it most of the way done. But right here, this is the second floor, I call it. And they hang around here a lot and drink out of this water. Always check, make sure the water, there's plenty of extra in it and it's clean, and it is. And then I'll freshen it up a couple times a week just to make sure, in case they don't end up spilling it all or whatever. I always clean all the poop up there. This is where most of the poop usually is. Right up here is their perch. They spend a lot of time up there. The older they get, the more they perch like that. But here's the laying nest. I'm thinking they're going to use this one more. They use this one some, and there's some evidence they've been in that one. But there's only 4 chickens, so two egg laying nests is plenty. And what I'm doing is trying to watch them. And whichever nest that they don't lay in, I'm going to put I'm not sure I'm going to do it, but I'm thinking about putting a little heater in for the winter time. Of course, I won't be here, but that's a whole different thing. Then I'll take and I actually don't put any straw here. This is all straw they've kicked out. And what's back here is your diatomaceous earth. I check it. It's pretty loused up with hay they've kicked all through it, but it's still nice and dry and good. This keeps the bugs off of them. And no, they're supposed to bathe in it, but these ones haven't. I've never seen them do it. They usually just like scratch through it like they think there's food in it or something. This little bit here had chicken poop, so you put it in your chicken bucket. I don't know how well the phone can see because it's bright out here and I can't see what you're looking at. And then here's a little bird feeder. This is actually not the main feeder. It's just a little something extra, just in case they need it. And what's in here? That's actually just bird seed, plus a little bit of cat food and a few dried, what they call it, mealworms, dried mealworms. And then when I'm done, there's my tools. They'll hang right there. Yeah, so there you go. There you have it. And I take this, and this goes around my pawpaw trees. Because, hey, makes nice, I guess, mulch, you call that? Anyway, you guys want to hear more about my story. Well, the unfortunate thing with my story is it's just like everybody else's. There's good things and there's bad things. Happens to all of us. Well, you remember me talking about how I got run out of the house when I was 17. It was either get rid of the most beautiful girlfriend I ever had, or leave. And I decided to leave. Do my damnedest to keep that girlfriend. And I did for quite a while. Quite a little while. She was awesome. Stuck with me through thick and thin. When I was out living in my car, she was out with me. When I was sleeping under a porch, she was there with me. When I stayed in a tool shed, she was right beside me. Stayed with me the whole time. I don't know how I ever got so lucky to have a beautiful girl like that actually stay with me. And I was in love, man. Big time. Big time. But The unfortunate problem was just as much my fault as anybody else's, but at that time, I was young and I didn't know it. We all do stupid things when we're young. Well, the thing that kind of helped drive me away from this pretty girl was she was incredibly jealous. And I couldn't understand that. I mean, if we weren't at work, because we both did keep jobs to keep that apartment, she helped me out. And if we weren't both at work, I'd say 90 to 95% of the time we were together. And if we weren't together, it's because she got mad at me. And I don't know, I think she went to her mother's house. I really never knew for sure. But I've never been a person to get mad really easy. And it bummed me out real bad, but that's basically, I just sat around kind of bummed out. But a lot of times I held my ground when I believed something, and I wouldn't give up. And even if it was something stupid, I mean, that's how you are when you're young. And I was really bad about that. So anyway, you know, things happen. And of course I was in a band, if you want to call it that. Man, we made so much noise. I think I was in a noise more than anything else. But we did a lot of drinking and smoking different things. And I never really knew why, but they made me the designated driver. I told you I'm no angel. I'd be out there so drunk I could barely walk, driving a whole carload of people around. And in that car beside me would be that beautiful girl. And well, actually what happened was one of my friends told me, Keith, he said, don't get so drunk. Because once you get drunk and your eyes are fixed on that road, there's stuff happening. So at first I was really mad at him and I didn't believe him. But it happened. I did it. I started pouring beer out my car had a hole in the floor right by the seat. And I was just letting the beer go out through that hole and then pretending like I was drinking so nobody knew. And then I pretended like I was starting to fixate on the road, you know. And then I started watching, and that beautiful girl of mine was hanging over the back seat playing with my guitarist, who was my best friend at that time, at least I thought so, playing with his legs and stuff. I mean, really bad, not just a little bit, really bad. And the thing was, she seemed to lose control when she got drunk, and I was too stupid to stop it. I could have easily stopped it, but no, I didn't. So those two things really built up into a problem for me. You know, this crazy jealousy where, like when I would go to the store, if I took the wrong road, I'd come back home and oh man, would there be an argument. Because I took some road that an old girlfriend just moved on to. Well, I didn't know that because, honestly, in my eyes, there was no other women. It was her and nobody else. I didn't give two poops. I didn't give two poops about any other girl. And if some ex-girlfriend moved in on, I don't know, Chestnut Street or Pearl Street or wherever it was, I don't even know to this day, then I didn't know. I didn't know it because I wasn't paying attention to those other girls. Whether they were an old girlfriend or not, I just didn't pay attention. I didn't know. So I'd go the wrong way to the store. And, oh, it'd be a day-long scream fest that I did that. You know, I don't want to sit here and badmouth people. You know, like I said, I'm sure that everything that happened was just as much just as much my fault as it was hers. But anyway, things got worse and worse. At this point, I had an apartment. She was living with me, and you know, actually, she was helping me. She was working too. But anyway, my brother's wedding came, and she didn't want me to go to my brother's wedding, and that really was the straw that broke the camel's back. Is that how you say it? That was because this is my brother John, man. We were very close. I really loved John, and I wasn't going to miss his wedding, you know. And that caused a big problem. It went from one thing to the other. Well, I actually knew I had to get rid of this. This whole thing was going to have to end. But I also knew that we had been on and off, broke up before. Usually her breaking up with me, and it never went for more than maybe 48 hours before we were back together again. Because apparently she loved me a lot. I don't know, but I know I loved her a lot. I loved her with every string of my being, no matter how hard it was. You know, no matter how stupid and young we both were. I was crazy about her. And I knew that I couldn't just break up with her because it wouldn't work. But I also knew that things were bad enough. I had to make a way out. So that's what I did. At the wedding, there was a piano player who I had been accused of being with many times. I had no interest in her. But that day, she was playing piano for my brother's wedding. And in my eyes, that made her look beautiful. She was, you know, and I didn't mean for anything to happen, but I was really bummed out about this problem I was having with my girlfriend, and she was somebody who actually sat down and listened to me bellyache about it. And she says, hey, out where I live, you can rent this apartment for $50 a month, and jobs are so easy to get, and, you know, because I was facing being laid off at that time, and didn't know what I was going to do or where I was going to go, and she seems to have all the answers. Plus, I can get rid of this bad relationship that I'm in, even though I love the girl so much. But turned out that all those things were a little bit stretches of the truth. They were more than white lies. There was no apartment for $50. The jobs were hard to get. She did help me to get a good one with some of her friends that she knew. Helped me out a little bit. But yeah, I basically went to the next state over, Pennsylvania. I did it, bang, without saying anything, just up and did it. And the whole reason was because I knew that I had to end that relationship. And I knew that it was going to hurt. And I mean, it did. I heard it hurt her too. I don't know, but I can tell you this. It hurt me. I was hurting for years. And my ex-wife will probably see this. And it makes her pretty upset. Because she knows it was years and years and years that I thought about this girl. And honestly, sometimes I still do. I mean, I realize that we are way older now, and hopefully way smarter than we were before. I know I've learned a lot of stuff that I wished I'd have learned 40 years before I did, but I can't do anything about that now. Anyways, there's a little bit more of my story. You ain't even heard the start yet, but that's a little bit more of it. I really was trying to be careful because I don't want to say bad things about the girl. I really loved her, and we both made mistakes. We were both very young. We should not have been living together at the ages we were, but we did. And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't take it back for anything. It was some of my best memories are some of the times we had together, as well as some of my worst memories. But that's life, and I've gone way too far. Been trying to keep these down to 8 minutes or less, and I'm way past that now. I'm sorry for wasting your time. You guys all have a good one. We'll tell you more later. Bye-bye.